Today, we're painting a simple Christmas card with a limited palette of indigo and gold while practicing a few watercolor techniques along the way. I'm using 2 cups in different sizes to draw my circles. It's a good idea to draw them in different sizes so the painting doesn't look too uniform, but you can also get away with using just 1 cup. For the first one, I want to experiment with wet on wet technique. With a clean wet brush, I'm gently adding a layer of water to the shape. And right before it dries, I drop in some indigo and let it spread on its own, almost like soft little clouds. I'm working on 100% cotton paper here, and I recommend using cotton paper for this technique because the paint moves much more beautifully and the cotton paper handles this technique with more water application much better. I'm careful not to move the pigments around too much, just adding more pigments as I go and darken some areas and make sure that my edges are covered in paint. I want to sort of have darker edges and lighter spots in the center. So I want this to be really dark, like the dark spots to be really dark, because I'm gonna work with gold on top, and gold shines extra when you have it on the darker background, so it pops more. So I apply a little bit of pigment, let it spread, and then load those pots with even more pigments and make sure to have some white areas in the middle, like untouched areas. So I get this cool cloudy effect. And for the next one, I'm just loading my brush with lots of pigment and cover the whole circle with it. Here, I wanted to experiment with this cauliflower effect where I clean my brush and drop in some water and let the water to sort of spread. And then I add some salt to get these cloudy effects using salt. It didn't really work as I wished, though. I think my water and pigment ratio wasn't really correct. But I have like explored different types of salt previously as well. You see, I get a tiny bit of like texture, but it wasn't as much as I expected. Let me know in comments if you have tried this technique and if you have gotten really those nice cloudy or cauliflower effects with the salt. I haven't, unfortunately. I have tried a couple of times, but I never get the result that I wish. So if you know, let us know in the comment what works best, what type of salt you have tried, and how do you get the best result and best looking textures with this salt technique. And for this last one, I'm leaving the background untouched and fill the shape with simple leafy patterns. I place some of the leaves right at the edge of the circle so that when I erase the pencil line, the circle still reads clearly without an outline. And this is one of my favorite techniques. I really love working with like patterns and white space and filling or creating shapes out of repeating patterns. So here I let the first layer dry. It's too light. I'm adding just a touch of darker indigo with these tiny elements or details. At this point, I noticed my first blob dried lighter than I expected, so I decided to add some very dark leafy shapes on top to match the style of the last circle. I load my brush with a lot of indigo to get the darkest tone and paint a few leaves over the shape. After it dries, I add some golden details. Now, just a quick note before we continue. I've uploaded a new video for channel members, and more are coming. If you would like to watch them and get ad free content, you can join by visiting my channel and clicking join. Your support really helps me grow this space. Now it's time for the golden touch, my favorite part. First, I erase the pencil outline around this last circle, and then I paint these tiny golden details. And keep in mind when you use gold watercolor, you need to add a little water to the paint and let it sit for a minute or so. This helps the pigment soften so you get a thicker, shinier gold layer. So here I felt like the background is a bit too empty and decided to fill it with some of these leafy shapes. Again, same color, it's indigo, just a bit lighter.